Brandon, Carson Wentz declining to speak on Monday is blank.
Woo! Heating up here. Nostalgic. This is reminiscent of my days in Chicago. At the last 6 games of the season, I knew it was over. Jay Cutler and I, we weren't talking. He was throwing me balls, but there was no highs, there was no byes, there was no hellos, there was none of that. I knew it was over. So after that last game, I went in there, took my trash bag, threw everything in there, and ran out the locker room before the media got there. So this is nostalgic.
All right, so I'm going to say it's on brand, and now Brandon has put me in a tough spot because it's tough for me to kill Carson Wentz here because Brandon's like, hey, I did the same exact thing, but I'm going to kill him anyway because Brandon was not the highest paid player on the team, starting quarterback, who's been being a petulant, leaking to the media child for the better part of a month. Listen, Carson, you fairly or unfairly, and I believe fairly, have developed a reputation not being a great locker room guy, not a great leader, not a great team guy. And whether he recognized it or not, his final audition to lead another team would have been this press conference. And he squandered that. So if he doesn't want to be in Philly backing up Jalen Hurts, if he wants to be somewhere like Indy, where he has a chance to actually be the starter next year, he should have taken this opportunity to kind of reframe the conversation, but he chose not to, which, while unfortunately is somewhat on brand for how he's handled himself the last few years.
Okay, or you know what he could have done? Asked to suit up and play if Jalen Hurts struggled and he needed a spark to win the game. Be like, you know what? What about old Carson Wentz? I'm the starting quarterback. No, I'll sit down. Here's the thing why he should have talked to the media. As Nick likes to say, free roll. Free roll. No one's going to ask about your cap hit or your $35 million or the fact that you led the league in giveaways, even though they haven't played for last month. They would have been like, hey, what's up with Sudfeld? Can you believe Peterson? You wouldn't even have to talk about it. Like, you could have had a free chance to throw Peterson under the bus. Bad decision. Bad call.
Great point.
On to Cam Newton now, who was playing on a 1-year deal in New England this past season. Safe to say things didn't exactly go as planned. That is, unless his plan was to throw only 8 touchdowns all season. Then it was a great plan. Cam was asked, love you, Wilds. Cam was asked about his future. He said this, oh, it's too early to tell if he'd accept a backup job. Brandon, Cam Newton's comments are blank.
Jen, I absolutely love this segment. It's an opportunity for me to learn new words and teach you guys new words. I absolutely love this. This is dawdling. And the crazy thing about this word is it means to move slow, to slow up the process. So, Brandon, why did you go there? Why did you use that word? Because Cam Newton should have made this decision, or he should have embraced the thought of him being a backup 4 or 5 weeks ago. That's the thing you fight when you play bad or your team is not winning and you know there's an opportunity for you to be cut or not brought back. You start thinking about, what does the future look like? You're sitting on the bench. I threw a pick. I dropped the ball. I missed the tackle. And you're like, oh, my goodness, I got to think about my future. So Cam Newton, he needs to embrace this if he wants to stay in the NFL. I don't think there's any team out there, Nick, that's saying, hey, Cam, you're going to be the #1 guy. I think there are a couple teams out there that say, look, we'll bring you in as a backup and to give you an opportunity to compete, but not to be the #1 guy off top.
All right, first of all, Brandon, great word. We now, if Jenna and Wilds can just step it up, we will without question have the best vocabulary of any morning sports television show. So that's on you guys now.
Let's go.
My answer is Cam Newton's comments are spot on. Now, the emotional part of me says I should advocate that he should go back up Mahomes. Be the Chiefs' goal line back, get a Super Bowl, the Chiefs win 3 in a row, would be great. But the reason he shouldn't accept a backup quarterback job, Wilds, and you can put Wilds on the screen if you can, because I'd love to see his reaction here.
Hello.
Because there is a better job he should be gunning for. And that job is Monday Night Football analyst. Everyone wants to give it to old Bolo Ty, Golly G. Willikers, Phillip Rivers. No. Guess what? Here's a hot take. Phillip Rivers. I don't even know if he wants to do it. And Phillip Rivers will just be being what Tony Romo and Troy Aikman already are. Super brilliant quarterback analysts. Cam would bring a flair. Cam would bring an excitement.
Let's go.
Cam would be unlike any other color commentator we've had. And I'll take it a step further. It's the best way for him to become a starting quarterback again. He would have 17 weeks a year to show the entire NFL how much he knows about football, how much he understands the game. And best I can tell, it pays a hell of a lot better than backup quarterback these days. So forget backup quarterback. Go be Monday Night Football analyst, Cam Newton.
I love it.
Throw your beautiful hat in the ring. Do that.
Okay.
I love it.
That is a wonderful take. I 100% support that. No, I'm going to 95% support that. I'm going to 5% support that he stays in New England. Because I don't think there's any question. Well, I don't think there's any question of like it's a Tony Romo thing. Like, wow, look, he can see the plays coming. I think it's just a physical thing, Nick. And he had plenty of time to rest. And they give him another year to rest. Is his arm going to get any better? Because here's what's a quote that was kind of scary. This is what he said on the radio. Out of 32 guys, I am not the 32nd position rank in that position. And then I'm like, all right, now I got to do the research. He's 29th in on-target passes. He was 34th in passing TDs. He was 35th in yards per game. He was 3rd in batted balls, even though he threw the ball like 200 times less than Kyler, which makes me think it's not about learning the playbook. It's just that his arm is not what it used to be. And I don't know amount of rest
this is okay, but here's the thing.
Go ahead.
Remember when the reports were Kobe went over to Germany and got like that PRP stuff?
Yes.
Maybe Cam needs a year outside of any NFL testing regiment where he can try some stuff out. See a little injection here, procedure here.
I get the treatment. I get that treatment.
Yeah, go to House of Athlete. Exactly. You don't even have to worry about the NFL testers.
But Brandon's not in the NFL any longer.
Yeah.
All right, let's finish with some head coach openings. Anthony Lynn and the Chargers parted ways yesterday, making it now 6 teams looking for a head coach. That's if you count the Jets as a real NFL team. That's 6. So, Brandon, the best head coaching vacancy in the NFL is blank. Boom.
J-E-T-S.
Oh, no.
Jets. Yes, and here's my argument. Here's my argument. Throw up the graph really quick. We talk about draft capital. We got 2 first-rounders. We got 1 second-round pick. We got 2 third-round draft picks. We also got the second most cap space in the NFL. Now, we're still trying to figure out, like, exactly where that's going to lie. Could be, a couple more million, maybe 1 or 2 less. But then you also got to look at how we're set up. We're going to have 2 quarterbacks. You got Sam Darnold, who just need a little coaching, and then you're going to have Justin Fields. So we'll have 2 quarterbacks. I say we go get Pep Hamilton, because you got to think about, well, man, who just had the most prolific rookie season ever at the quarterback position? It was Justin Herbert. Who's his quarterback coach? Pep Hamilton. Where did Pep Hamilton come from before that? The Colts. And who did he lead to the AFC Championship? The Colts and Andrew Luck. Pep Hamilton is our guy. Draft Justin Fields and also spend the money wisely.
So I love this question because you can argue for 5 of the 6 teams as the best. The worst is obviously the Lions. Like the Lions, no one's going to argue for the Lions because they're the Lions and it's Detroit, all that. Every other one of those teams has an argument. I was really conflicted because Herbert's excellent, but you got to compete with Mahomes in that division. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be a star, but it's Jacksonville. So I'm going with the Texans. Winnable division. Free agent destination because Houston's a good city and no state taxes. Deshaun Watson locked in, and the Bill O'Brien trading away of draft picks. That ends this coming draft. You actually own all your picks moving forward after that. You have Deshaun locked in, and it's a clean slate for the GM as well. I think that's where Eric Bieniemy should go. Bring John Dorsey with him. That's my answer, the Texans.
Oh, Nick.
Okay, if the Chargers need to compete with the Chiefs, who could beat the Chiefs? who knows all of Mahomes' tricks and who once played for the Chargers. Oh, Eric Bieniemy and Justin Herbert. What a combo. And they keep their winning streak going against the Chiefs. Bieniemy to the Chargers, Katanic. That's what I'm taking.
Winning streak? Oh, because they beat him? Oh, you're a bad guy. Winning streak. Go ahead, Jenna.
Wait for it. We're talking playoffs now, zooming all the way in on one very specific matchup. Tom